You're eating lunch when the wall gives way. It's just past 1 in the afternoon. You're sitting in a stone archway, brushing rice from your fingers. A servant hands you your sword belt. From the west side of the fort, you hear what sounds like a wave breaking against rock. But there is no ocean here, just a river, a fortress, and 50,000 men who have come to kill you. A messenger reaches you. The breach is open. British soldiers are already climbing through. You buckle the belt. You load a carbine. You walk toward the sound of the wave. 30,000 of your men defend this city. You have rockets the British still don't know how to answer. You have a throne shaped like a tiger. Your house has been fighting the most powerful trading company on Earth for 32 years. By the end of this day, the British will steal your tiger, copy your rockets, and erase your name from both. Rewind 33 years. You are 15 years old, and your father has just handed you an army. Not a real army, 2, maybe 3,000 men, but they're yours, and the mission is real. March south into Malabar and capture the ruling family of the local chief. Your father, Hyder Ali, is the actual ruler of Mysore. He fought his way up from military officer to sultan. He cannot read or write, but he can win battles, and that is enough in southern India in the 18th century. You can read. You can write in Urdu, Persian, and Arabic. French officers taught you how to ride, shoot, and think about artillery. Your father made sure of that. He never had those things, so you would. At 15, you take Malabar. The chief surrenders. You ride back to your father with the family in custody. He doesn't praise you. He gives you a bigger command. 14 years later, your father is at war with the British East India Company, the Second Anglo-Mysore War. You're 29 and leading 10,000 men in the field. At Polalur, you face a British column commanded by Colonel William Bailey. The British have disciplined infantry, European officers, and field guns. You have something they haven't seen before. Iron tubes packed with gunpowder, fitted with swords as stabilizing blades. Mysorean rockets. Your father invented the first versions. You made them bigger. The iron casing holds more pressure. They fly farther. They scream. At Polalur, your rocket barrage hits the British ammunition wagons. The wagons explode. The column scatters. You ride into the gap with cavalry and tear through what's left. It's one of the worst defeats a European army has suffered in India. The British will study your rockets for decades. In 1805, a man named William Congreve will reverse engineer them at the Royal Arsenal. The British will use Congreve rockets at Waterloo. They will use them against the Americans at the Battle of Baltimore in 1814. The red glare in the American national anthem? Those are your rockets. They just won't carry your name. But that is later. Right now you're 29 and the British are afraid of you. By now, the tiger is already your symbol. It's on your flags, your coins, the hilt of your sword. When your father dies of cancer in December 1782, in the middle of a war, you inherit the throne and the fight. History will remember you by the animal you chose, the Tiger of Mysore. You inherit a war and win it. The Second Anglo-Mysore War ends in 1784 with a treaty that forces the British to return everything they took. You do what almost no Indian ruler manages. You beat the company and make it bargain. But the victory costs you something you didn't expect. It teaches the British that you are dangerous. For the next 5 years, you build new currency, new calendar, new silk industry from mulberry trees you plant yourself. You write a military manual explaining how rockets work. Your capital, Srirangapatna, sits on an island in the middle of the Kaveri River, protected by water on all sides. Inside it, you build a throne shaped like a tiger, striped in gold. And in a room in your palace, you keep a mechanical toy, life-size, a wooden tiger crouching over a wooden British soldier, mauling him. When you turn the handle, the soldier screams and the tiger growls. The British will find it after you're dead and ship it to London. It sits in the Victoria and Albert Museum today. In 1789, you attack Travancore, a state allied with the British. It starts the Third Anglo-Mysore War. This time, the British don't come alone. They bring the Marathas. They bring the Nizam of Hyderabad. Every Indian power that fears you more than they fear the British lines up against you. You fight for 2 years. You hold. Then the British reach the walls of Srirangapatna itself, and the numbers are too much. In 1792, you sign a treaty that takes half your kingdom. You pay a massive ransom. And to guarantee you'll keep the peace, the British take your 2 sons as hostages, ages 8 and 10. You hand them over in person. A British officer later writes that your face showed nothing. The palace does not celebrate that night. The Tiger of Mysore, half a kingdom left, your children in British hands, and every neighbor waiting to see you fall. You do not fall. In 6 years, you rebuild everything. The economy recovers. The army retrains. The rockets get longer range. And you start writing letters. To Napoleon. He promises 15,000 men from Suez. He never sends them. To the Ottoman Sultan, he sends sympathy, no soldiers. To the ruler of Afghanistan, he agrees to invade from the north while you attack from the south. Then Persia hits his western border and he can't move. Every road out of Mysore closes 1 letter at a time. The British intercept the French one. Now they have a reason. In February, 50,000 British-led troops begin marching toward Srirangapatna, an army that covers 18 square miles. Elephants, camels, bullocks, camp followers, officers with silver tableware and 30 servants each. Your spies tell you everything. You know what's coming. You have 30,000 men, you have rockets, you have the river and the walls. What you don't have is a single ally left on the continent. The siege begins in April. For a month, British guns pound the western wall. You fire rockets back, your men hold the breaches. But inside the fort, something is breaking faster than the stone. Later accounts will call it betrayal, your chief minister passing information to the British. Whether it is treachery or collapse, the result is the same. The wall will not hold. On the morning of May 4th, the river is at its lowest point of the year. The monsoon hasn't started. The British can wade across. The breach in the western wall is wide enough for a column of men. At 1 in the afternoon, they come. "We're back." You hear the wave. It's not water. It's 2,000 men scrambling over rubble. You abandon your meal, buckle your sword, and run toward the western wall. Your servants follow, loading carbines and handing them to you one after another. You fire. You bring down several men near the top of the breach, but behind them more are climbing, and behind those more. Your general, Saeed Ghaffar, is dead, a cannonball. Your soldiers on the wall are breaking. Some run. The ones who stay die where they stand. You fall back toward the northern gate. A bullet hits you, then another. You're loaded onto a palanquin by your servants, carried to the archway of the water gate. 300 men are dying around you in the same narrow corridor. A British soldier sees your sword belt studded with jewels. He grabs it. You are wounded, bleeding, barely able to sit upright. You lift your sword and slash his knee. The soldier steps back, raises his musket, and shoots you through the temple. It takes them hours to find your body. You are buried under a pile of 300 dead. General Baird, the British commander who leads the search, was your prisoner once. You kept him in chains for nearly 4 years. He stands over your body and says nothing. They bury you the next day in the mausoleum you built for your father. The British declare a public holiday back home. Your kingdom is dismantled. Your throne is broken up. Your tiger toy is shipped to London. Your rockets are studied, rebuilt, and renamed after the Englishmen who copied them. What victory reports miss is this: Srirangapatna did not end resistance in India. The company would fight for decades more against Marathas, against Sikhs, against kingdoms not yet ready to kneel. But it would rarely again look this vulnerable. After the afternoon of May 4th, 1799, the direction of the contest stopped being a question. You were born the son of a soldier who could not read. You died with a sword in your hand beneath a pile of your own men in a city named for a god, the Tiger of Mysore. He didn't run.